welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, my name is Brianna and I make health, beauty, and lifestyle videos for mostly women like myself. But for today's video, I am highlighting the fact that black men read too. So today I have a very special book for you guys, for the guys, that I really think a lot of black men would either relate to and enjoy, or just enjoy in general. The book that I'm talking about today is called Young Canon, and it is by Saddam Hassan. Of course, with all of my book reviews, I do a brief summary of the book, I do my favorite quote from the book, and I do how I felt overall about the book. But before we get into that, I just want to let y'all know that y'all need to stay tuned to the end of the video, because I have a special gift for you guys from the author himself. This book is set in the DMV area, and the main character is a little boy, a young black boy who is named T, and he is only 9 years old. It starts off like any other regular day of a young black boy who has to go to school, but the story takes a turn when he basically immerses himself into the game. To me, it's always interesting reading stories that are from a child's perspective, because there's so many things that they know about but they really don't understand. So it's like it was a moment where he knew what something was, but he didn't really understand what it was or what it was about. Stories like this remind me of stories that I've heard from my friends about growing up as a young black man in the hood, being introduced to so many things that you should not be at a very young age. Just like on the song Bob Boat, when J. Cole said, he basically said that the first time he smoked, he was only 6 years old. And that happens often. Maybe not so young, but really young. That happens often. So the way that this story is written and that it flows, it really allows you to feel how quickly time passes, especially when you're in a lifestyle like the game. The story starts off when T is only 9, but it goes over years to when he is about 16, I believe. Although we're going through all of these years, it goes by so fast, and that is very realistic to how it happens in real life. But it also allows us to see how quickly he has to grow up, just going through the motions of everything throughout the story. One thing that was interesting about this story, another thing that is interesting about this story, is that usually the mothers of these black boys are not supportive of this lifestyle at all. But T's mother actually was in the game herself. She was in a position where it was kind of necessary, and she kind of knew that it was inevitable for him to get into something like that because of, you know, what it was. Also in this book, the author highlights the common theme of older women, and I don't even want to say dating because it's not dating, it's another term that I don't want to say, but being involved with much younger boys. And that's not okay, but that's another thing that happens a lot. This book immerses you into the feeling of being in that lifestyle and literally having to look over your shoulder at every turn, not being able to sleep properly, not being able to have peace, not being able to trust people, and having to make life-changing decisions at the snap of a finger. So that is the brief summary of this book. Next, I will be mentioning my favorite quote from the book. And my favorite quote from this book is very, very simple, but very applicable to a lot of things. The quote is, "That ain't nobody business but yours." It's a very simple quote, but you can apply it to so many things and so many people, so many conversations. And that would have helped. I'm not even gonna spoil the story. For the last segment, I will be talking about my overall thoughts of the book. I really enjoyed it, and I feel like this is a book that you can read if you're like stuck on a book that you can't finish, or you know, like you haven't found anything to really like catch your attention and you can just finish it. This is a good book that is a very quick and easy and simple read, but it's also a deep story that talks about things that so many black men have gone through. And that's why I say that this is a perfect book for me to recommend to black men, because it's very relatable to a lot of black men. Not all black men, of course, but even if you can't relate to this book, you will be interested and you will feel for the character. But for sure, if you are a black man and you grew up in the hood and you went through a lot of crazy experiences as a young boy, then this is a perfect book for you. And it not only highlights the cycle, the constant cycle that these young boys go through, but it also highlights the strength of black mothers, single black mothers in particular, because you always hear them say, well, I have to be the mother and the father. And that's really not even possible. Like, you can try to be that, but you will never be able to fill that void of a father. But as I said before, you can really feel how quickly the years go by within this story, and that is something that I enjoyed, because it's like, you like, oh wow, well, we already here? Like, he was just 9, like, what happened? And you want to know what the next part of the story is. So now that we are at the end of the video, I have a special gift for y'all from the author. If you would like to read this book for yourself, I have a free link for you down below so you can read this book for yourself for free. And there is a second part to this book. So I recommend that y'all read the first one and then get ready for the next one, because it is a very interesting story. It's action-packed. It gives me the vibes of, because for another book I compared it to BMF, but for this one it gives me the vibes, not completely, it gives me the vibes of the Power Tariq story, the season, what is it called, Power Book 2. Not in the way that he's a rich kid or whatever, but in the way that he gets into the game and he has to take responsibility and his whole life is changed, and there is no peace, there is no easy living, there is no, oh, I get to do this. No, you have responsibilities and you have to pay consequences for things that you do. So it's all of that. It's all of that. If you like that show, then you will like this book. So shout out to Saddam Hassan for introducing me to his book. I thank you so very much, and I want to read the next one. If you know any black men that would be interested in something like this, please share it with them. Please just send a link. Just send a link real quick so they can enjoy a story, a novel. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. And thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.